What's up, everybody, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of SCULPT Toy Reviews. One idiot, one Berg, and a special guest. I am recovered Wilson, as you can tell.
Recovered?
I'm fully healed, I believe. You can tell by the sound of my voice.
I can still tell that your voice is a little...
That's just Smoker's voice. And next to me is the Bearded Thunder.
Mr. Topher.
Our special guest is not Mr. Topher. It is...
Toast.
Man, that always throws me. It's Toast. It throws me off. I like it, though.
He's Mecha Toast because we're reviewing a Transformer.
Yeah. What do you change into? Poop?
What?
He turns into some guy who's like, God, I wish I had some more friends. What are we reviewing tonight?
We are reviewing the War for Cybertron Siege Leaders Class Shockwave.
And this is his city mode?
No, this is his space shuttle mode.
Okay.
This version of Shockwave has a lot of extra attachments that you may have seen in the pictures, and they are rather ridiculous. He is a laser gun, as usual. Hasbro just turns them upside down and says that you're like a submarine or a ship. This is the version with the extra stuff, if you couldn't tell.
I couldn't.
Okay, so there's extra pieces on them. I think this version actually does a pretty good job of looking like a spaceship.
Sure.
With these pieces on it.
Sure.
It looks more like a spaceship than some of the other things they've claimed.
Right.
Astro Train. He wasn't a spaceship, he was a space train. That sucked. He's very purple. He's very dark purple.
Yeah. Now, are you happy with this color purple as opposed to, remember, Easter egg purple from the Masterpiece Shockwave?
I don't like either purple.
You don't like this purple either?
No.
What shade of purple then are you expecting from your Shockwave?
The one that came with my Quake Blast.
Okay.
I think this purple's fine.
I do too.
I think it's too dark and almost too blue.
To me, this matches the original G1 purple, as best as I can think of it.
Toy show?
Yeah,
Which
toy
purple?
G1. Sorry, actual
Sure.
toy. I remember it being dark. There's all kinds of nice details on it. Yeah, I could panel line this guy. It would probably take me forever. There's all kinds of details.
Sculpted details.
Sculpted details.
That you can see in there. They don't really come out from far away. Close up, that's pretty impressive. I would...
Panel line it with a bright pink.
That's actually not a bad
Make it
idea.
look like Energon.
But they do have some silver highlights on these launchers here. I like the way these missiles in the back look. I think that's cool. And then
It's got a
these wings.
typical Hasbro Cybertronian spaceship. Looks like SDF-1 stuff on it.
There's transparent plastic here and here, which is strange because he doesn't light up in any way. But I would have rathered it be yellow, I think, like a transparent yellow.
Yellow.
He's
Yeah.
got a little bit of, what is it, lavender? Lilac?
Yeah,
Ooh,
right here.
Breaks up the color just a little bit.
Yeah.
I almost wish there was more of it in this mode.
It does kind of just all blend together.
Yeah. For a Hasbro toy, it is sculpted amazingly.
This guy doesn't really have, at least in this mode, much battle damage. You can see this silver on his hose, which I actually thought was like a mistake, but it's
I thought you messed up the hose already.
No, it's so
Poorly painted.
no, but
Haphazard.
I was going to say haphazard.
yeah,
Blatantly done by a child.
any of those, but there's more than one, and they're like equal distance apart.
It's like they had
I
one
don't-
length of plastic and like they put a paint swab every 2 inches.
It's an interesting design choice. At least it's on purpose. I'd rather it be like this and, just kind of bother me than it be a huge paint mistake. All right. Well, yes, this is his enhanced mode. So,
Enhanced city mode.
yeah. So these are pieces that come off
Holy
and we
crap.
can show.
That came off easily.
Yeah. This comes off, which is another piece that you can use. And so here he is without everything on. And if you push these down, watch, it's magic. You turn him upside down, and he's the gun that he's supposed to be.
I kind of prefer spaceship mode.
Really?
Yep.
I agree with Kevin that he looks better in his city mode.
We'll get him transformed here, and we'll show him with all the extra junk on. And here he is transformed into his robot form, or at least one of them.
Isn't this the
power suit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Transformers Cyberverse animated look.
It could be. It's horrible.
See, I think this would be right up Wilson's alley.
Why is that?
Because he loves accessories. He loves Shockwave. This makes it more Shockwave. I love his one hand with his blaster. Well, now he's got 3 of them.
Yeah, I do
He
like
looks like a Pacific Rim guy.
I don't like this look for Shockwave. I can get used to the feet because there's other Transformers that have had feet like that. I like the parts, but just not on him. I think it's just too much. It looks too bizarre. They didn't think it through. I don't think. It literally, I don't know. It's awful. It looks like they took parts of the ship and said, well, fuck, we need to turn this into a suit. What do we do? Oh, I guess stick this part on the elbow, and you kind of have it. I mean,
it literally looks like a bunch of toys that we've reviewed where they get. It reminds me of that stupid Harley Quinn, like, oh yeah, and you gotta take her hammer apart and you gotta do something with this shit. Oh yeah, you put her face.
Yeah, but at least that worked. That blended in seamlessly.
How does this not blend in?
To me, it just doesn't look right.
It looks more like he transforms from the ship into this than into a little guy.
I can understand that.
I think what doesn't work is the proportions are even worse than usual Transformers. The giant ski feet and giant shoulders just accentuate that they're add-ons that shouldn't be on the base Shockwave.
Thank you. I think you articulated my thoughts the way I should have.
If Shockwave is a ship, I would expect to see all this shit because he had 3 guns or whatever as a ship.
So his paint's more visible.
Here's the well-known by now
battle
damage that these figures have. Some have it more than others, but yeah, his is on his special armor.
Is that a Tampo logo?
It's not a sticker. I think it's either a Tampo or it's painted on.
Kevin, do you know what a Tampo is?
I looked it up the last time there was a Shock and Awe conversation about Tampo. So it's like block print. You paint a shape and then the shape gets stuck to the figure.
Question from the class.
Yes.
What's block print?
It's an art style.
Okay.
Block print.
I still don't understand what you said, but I appreciate the fact that you explained it for people who are smarter than me. Spoilers, I'm the one idiot from what used to be 2 idiots. I have to change the graphics and everything
now. You don't have to change anything.
No, I'm not going to do that. No.
Yeah, that would require effort on our part.
Right.
Focus. Sound.
We're gonna do something.
I hate that fucking thing. But
so this is what you can do with the armor pieces when they're not attached to them. Give them a little kind of space rocket surfboard.
Build him a Tony Stark. Change my arbor stand.
I take this over all that shit on him any day. It looks like something that could be used, and you know what? I think if you use that and with a deluxe sized figure, it would work even better.
This is one step above Perfect Effects hand-foot gun bullshit. Don't use that crap. Give me a light up feature, same price.
But the armor is what makes him leader class.
Yeah.
He's leader class?
Yes. Their leader class has shrunk.
Yeah, I knew, but
size comparison.
So yeah, he comes with a stupid base.
It's a sled of guns. It should stay in the box.
What I don't like is the fact that you can do this, but Hasbro doesn't show you this in the instructions. Oh. You'd have to look at the pictures online to find out that this can do that. And this is clearly made to be able to do that. I love them in this mode. This mode is 100% what I would want from, I guess, sort of a Voyager class Shockwave that they are telling me is leader. Now, we were talking earlier, we mentioned something about yellow, right? That I had wished that the laser part was yellow. That's because the light piping on his eye looks so good. When I first was looking at it, and then I saw, and it was such a bright yellow. I was like, wait, does he have like light up effects in his head? And I looked, and then I was like, no, that's just the way the light piping was working.
So you want the front of the gun to light up?
Correct. Like if they could put maybe a battery piece in this, like if this lit up yellow or looked yellow, I think that would be cool. It would match nicely and look good because I just really like the way that eye looks.
Sure. I understand your...
You get what I'm talking about now? Yeah.
From the side there, you can see a bunch of the 5mm ports. We were talking about being able to plug things into him. That's what we were talking about.
For his articulation, starting up at the top, his head is actually very, very articulated.
His ears move?
His ears do not move. Okay. But his head can look all over the place, up, down. Left, right, side to side, do a jiggle.
Very nice.
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
He's got extra shoulder joints.
Yes, that's
Due to,
part. Yeah.
Every Soundwave has that.
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Yeah. His transformation is pretty much exactly like every other Shockwave that you've ever transformed. That's the bicep.
Single joint elbows that get you just over 90 degrees.
He does have waist. That's very nice.
That's like one of the first leader classes to have waist that I remember.
Kicks out to the side real well.
No ratchets,
But
crazy ratchets that way.
yeah,
They're very nice. I want every ratchet to be like that.
I want every joint to
Soft
have
but
a
firm.
yeah, like your lover when you're on the beach. But,
What I don't understand is I would use the ratchets more to the side
Yeah.
than front and back, like,
and he's also got ratchets in his knees.
and thigh swivel. Woohoo!
Yeah, decent ankle tilt, and he cannot move his feet forward and backwards. Did we mention wrist swivel? He does have wrist swivel, and even his gun hand has wrist swivel.
Which is pointless, but thank you.
Potato.
I understand it's there because it's a separate piece.
Right, yeah. But it's nice because a lot of this line does have wrist swivel, not just in the larger sizes. Here we go. We got him next to
Deathlock.
Deathlock. And of course, this is his armor mode because this makes him the biggest size. We got him next to a Legend Scale Cindersaur. We got him next to his wave mate, Fans Project Snarl. And behind him we have the hunk of poo known as Optimus Primal from the Power of the Primes line, which is the line just before this one. And notice he is a good inch and a half taller. Without his armor on, or at least his boots, he's not even as tall as Ultra Magnet. We've talked enough about his size, and you're a guest. What's your idea on the size here?
He's small. So if you were into the entire line and bought everyone in the same scale and they were all sort of small as compared to previous lines,
Yeah.
then I think it'd be fine. But knowing what was out 6 months ago, it's a big difference. I don't know if paint is worth the cost difference in overall size.
I would argue that the Siege guys aren't meant to go with previous Transformers anymore.
I agree. I think they're their own thing. And I guess paint and sculpt, because there's more sculpt than there was on previous lines.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a trade-off that's worth it.
Let our guest go first.
I think this version of the toy should be $20. And I'd probably buy it. One thing I didn't mention during paint is if we can get a shot of his toes. Earlier tonight, I thought those were sprue marks. And I was going to complain about giant sprue marks on his feet because it's one of the only points.
On the back? Or
Right
on the
here.
front?
It's metal damage.
Yeah.
And you don't like
It's. I guess he's been kicking other robots.
it? Of course. Have you not seen the
Because
movies?
the only other place he's got battle damage is on the removable shoulders.
He's got it on the side of his
Pose.
I think this version of him, minus all of the stuff that's off camera, is decent. He's got good ratchets, got good articulation. I like the colors overall. I like the sculpt. I'd probably give him 3.5 hammers if this were it. With all the other stuff, he's like a 2.
Wow. That's fair. You make valid points, I think.
So my biggest complaint about this guy, which I have not mentioned yet,
Oh, God.
beside it, just relax, it's
Okay.
fine, is it looks like he's wearing a lavender glove on his non-laser hand because for some reason
Oh, God. I know what you're going to say.
that part,
The 1/4 inch below his actual hand, which I guess you could say is his wrist,
That's
you
it.
want to be purple.
I do. Every Shockwave I've seen doesn't have that issue.
Yeah.
And for some reason they're like, And I know why they did it, because the arms match, and like it looks like he's wearing
So how many hammers does that knock off?
none.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
This guy, even with all this stupid crap,
Yeah.
if he was a $30 or $40 Voyager, we'll get a 5 out of 5 because it's got good enough paint, great articulation for a Hasbro toy. It's got an amazing sculpt for a Hasbro toy, but he's a leader, so he's really fucking short. To get all this stupid crap to make up for the leader price, he's way overpriced. At a Voyager class, this guy's a steal. I would buy him even though I don't want him. Since he is a leader class and leader class price, I have to give him a 3 out of 5 because if you take the leader off the package, I'll still be upset about the price, but I'm like, oh, well.
I just paid more for a Voyager.
Yeah.
This is a character that's very near and dear to my heart. I like Shockwave's my favorite Transformer. I love him a lot. When I saw that they were making a leader class Shockwave, I got very, very excited. And then I got very, very disappointed when they showed me all the bits and extra pieces. And I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, I hope you can take those off. Luckily, you can take it off. But as we've discussed, it makes him shorter. His posability is amazing. His articulation, I love him so much, right? Without all the extra shit, he is the best Hasbro Shockwave toy that there is. Hands down. All right, he just is. I don't want to bring price in as a factor, but the fact is I have to be honest, and you two are extremely correct that even with his stuff, he's overpriced. I don't mind the fact that I can take the armor off and either just shove it to the side. I don't mind that surfboard thing. I can use that surfboard thing for something. It doesn't even have to be a Transformer, and it doesn't have to be him. I can put it together. At least it does something that I kind of like, and it making him smaller. And I understand if this is the new scale that they want to go with, they fuck with that shit all the time.
I don't give a shit about scale.
No, I don't give a shit about scale. But my point is, if they're changing it, that's fine, right? But then I think the price needs to match that size. So instead of a 5 out of 5, he gets a 4.5 out of 5. That is a very biased score. So anyways, that's been it for this episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Thank you for watching as much as you did, whether it was the whole thing or just part of it. Thank you, Toast, as always, for coming in. You're welcome anytime. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and, as usual, better than ours.
We should totally have Toast and Topher do it.
Can you imagine that would be the best review ever?
Like, I would just listen to them talk and not even pay attention to them.
So hope that helped with maybe your decisions on this guy. Let us know what you think of him if you have him, or if you're thinking about getting them, what you think in the comments below. Social media stuff in the show notes. And if you would like to support us even for $1 a month, which will get you an exclusive review, check out patreon.com/shockandawetoyreviews. Toy Reviews. We would appreciate the support. It really helps us out. So until next time, when we review another toy that Berg kind of doesn't like.
I love Soundwave.